What is going on, Flex On family? It's time for another Baltimore Ravens preseason week 2 preview as we head towards the Ravens primetime matchup against the Arizona Cardinals in the desert on Sunday Night Football on Fox at 8 p.m. if you're looking to watch it. We may be live here on the Flex On podcast. Stay tuned, hit that bell. Of course, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for updates, and let us know what you're looking forward to seeing in this game as we head into week 2. Did a preview for week 1, as I predicted the Ravens won their 21st straight preseason football game. Will it be number 22 in the desert on Sunday night? I predict yes. I think their second, third string guys, the way they draft and develop guys who not necessarily starters, but guys who play in preseason, guys who are developmental, are superior to a lot of the league. And you've seen that with these meaningless exhibition scrimmage games. But the goal is always to come out healthy. We won't see the starters for the Ravens. We won't see Lamar Jackson, Bateman, Andrews, and others on offense. And defense, Patrick Queen, Calais Campbell, former Cardinal, and others. And for the Cardinals, you won't see Kyler Murray. You won't see Hollywood Brown, I don't think. So that reunion won't be happening. You probably won't see a lot of their starters either on both sides of the ball, Buda Baker, whomever. But with the Ravens in this game, I do want to continue on offense to see Tyler Huntley, how he plays. It's funny because you're going to get Tyler Huntley against Trace McSorley. So two former Ravens backups going head to head in a preseason game. McSorley starting for the Cardinals and Huntley for the Ravens. He'll probably play the first half, as will McSorley for the Cardinals. But I want to see the Ravens receivers. How do they continue to develop? Do we see Makai Polk? Do we see Shamar Bridges? Do we see Isaiah Likely, who's a tight end slash receiver? Could be that Darren Waller type for us. Look good in the first game. Do they continue to develop? Can Shamar Bridges create separations, catch 50-50 balls? Does Polk continue to pop out on the screen, being those receivers that we could use? Obviously, the Ravens did sign DeMarcus Robinson yesterday. He does bring some sort of a deep threat. Let me know in the comments what you think about the DeMarcus Robinson signing for the Ravens, former Chief, well, former Raider as well, has some speed. If you're going on Madden Rings, he's like an 88 speed. So I guess this is their ploy to replace a Hollywood in a sense to get that deep threat, a guy who can take the top off of a receiver, guy you can probably move around with Duvernay and Bateman and Andrews and Likely. And we'll see what we get from Prochet and Wallace. Obviously, they're probably not developing, in my opinion, like we thought, hence why they added Robinson, even though I would have liked to see them get Will Fuller, maybe even Odell Beckham for a second half upgrade in the season heading into the playoffs. But that's just me. I do want to see the offensive line. Left guard, Ben Powers seems to be the leader in the locker room. Ben Powers, how does Jawan James look? How does the rest of his team look? We got good news this week. Tyler Linderbaum is coming back to do individual drills, so he could be ready by the start of the season, hopefully by week 1. Got about a month left. He could make it a little less than a month left, about 3 weeks to be exact. He could play, hopefully, if he's getting back this coming week. 2 to 3 weeks, he could be ready. If not, worst case, maybe miss the first 2 to 3 games. Make sure he's 100%. We don't want a Bateman situation. Defensively, I want to see how Kyle Hamilton, Demarion Williams, Jalen Amore Davis, much of the same guys from the first game. Travis Jones, how do they do on defense? Do we get somebody who pops off the screen defensively, who can rush the passer, who can set the edge on the outside? I do think we're going to get a big year from Owe. But what happens with Kyle Hamilton? Does he continue to make plays and pop off the screen like he did in week 1? Do we see Demarion Williams, Jalen Amore Davis, one of these corners? Kevon Seymour, somebody, do they make plays to go along with Marcus Peters, who's now back, and Marlon Humphrey as well, and of course Kyle Fuller, the veteran hometown kid. Like I said, I do think the defense looks like they're going to play faster. They're going to attack the football more aggressively. They're not going to read and react. They're just going to react, which I love in football because when you think too much, especially on defense, you overthink it. And sometimes the play is already past you, which we see a lot with Patrick Queen. So I do want to see Malik Harrison. Can he do something this game? I am predicting the Ravens win, as I mentioned. I do think the Ravens are going to keep this momentum going in the preseason. Obviously, it means nothing. Get out this game healthy. Offensively, how does the offensive line look? How does the running back situation look? Mike Davis looked good last game. Clement, we got Justice Hill. We got Beatty. Does another one of those start to separate themselves from the pack for the Ravens? How does the running game look as they will run the football with Huntley? And Huntley, I think he's played well. Will he continue to show why he is a good backup if Lamar does get hurt? And I would like to see him continue to make plays. We got obviously Pope, we got Bridges, we got Likely. We have those guys in the fold. And I do want to see what they do for the Baltimore Ravens and defensively. Can somebody jump out as a pass rusher? Can somebody in the secondary with Kyle Hamilton, some of those guys, defensive back, make a play for the Ravens? Again, I'm predicting the Ravens win. This game is on prime time. Sunday Night Football, 8 p.m. Fox if you want to watch it. We also got the Orioles at 7 p.m. from Williamsport for the Little League World Series presentation, which should be fun. Mic'd up, Adley Rutschman and the crew. I did mention that as well. Orioles in the playoff race, Baltimore Ravens in prime time against the Arizona Cardinals. As again, no Hollywood, no Kyler Murray, no Lamar, no Bateman, no Andrews, no starters for the Ravens. Obviously, they're probably not going to play this preseason. In the past, the second preseason game is where you would probably have more of a situation where guys in the back in the day would play the whole first quarter, third game into the third quarter, and then fourth game not play at all. But now it's the new NFL. Nobody wants to get hurt. Nobody wants that backlash. Starters are going to rest as they should. Keep Lamar off the field. Keep him in bubble wrap. Keep the starters in bubble wrap. Do want to see the offensive line, as I mentioned, the defensive line, the wide receivers of the Ravens, and what in the next few weeks can we see from Demarcus Robinson building rapport with Lamar Jackson, and defensively, do we see some Gus? Do we see obviously Marcus Peters getting back to 100%? And do we see eventually Gus Edwards come back to individual drills? We see JK is back. He still could be a little ways away from 100%. Hence why I think it's important for Mike Davis, Beatty, Hill, Clement to establish themselves because they're going to probably be the guys who start week one. I don't know if Donovan's going to start week one, and if he does, he probably won't be 100%. But I'm gonna be optimistic. Like I said, Ravens win that 21st straight preseason game. Let's keep the train rolling. Let's keep the wins coming in the preseason. And let me know in the comments what you think is going to happen heading to the desert. I'm predicting the Ravens win, as I mentioned. Looking forward to seeing what they do, and I think they will play well in prime time. God's favorite host, the host of the Moist. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about this preseason week 2. Let me know what you're looking forward to seeing. Who's going to be a standout for you? Who are you looking forward to seeing stand out? And who needs to step up? Proche, Wallace. Who needs to step up on offense? Who needs to step up on defense? Travis Jones. Do we need to see a middle linebacker like a Malik Harrison, Jalen Amore Davis, Demarion Williams, Kevon Seymour? Somebody else needs to step up and establish themselves on both sides of the ball, and we'll be here to talk about it. We're in the Flex Zone Podcast, only place giving you your sports how you want it, when you need it. Make sure you follow us at the Flex Zone One on Twitter and Instagram. Donate. The Cash app is the Flex Zone One, only place giving you your sports how you want it, when you need it. On TikTok at the Flex Zone Podcast. Hit the like button, hit the bell, and hit that subscribe button. Support the channel. We're growing. We need you, you, and we appreciate you here on the Flex Zone Podcast, only place giving you your sports how you want it, when you need it. Ravens will win their 21st straight preseason game against the Arizona Cardinals. You can go ahead and book it. Write that in pen, not pencil, because you don't need to erase it. And on the Flex Zone Podcast, we are the head of the sports podcast table. Acknowledge us. Looking forward to seeing preseason game number 2 for the Baltimore Ravens as we inch closer to week 1 against the New York Jets at MetLife Stadium. Could be a reunion against Joe Flacco, but we'll talk about that as well as we get closer. God's favorite host signing off, y'all. Have a great day and enjoy that Ravens football. And if we're live, we will let you know. Hit that bell for all notifications. Peace.